Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. This is Martin here. And this morning, another episode on Friday, and we're almost coming to the end of July. What a market it was. And we have seen the KLCI and also getting a lot of text messages. People asking me to explain why is the KLCI going higher. And of course, my usual answer is that check out the green Pentagon, and also the foreign funds flow has been coming in. But right now, some of you may aware that the run that we see maybe in the US side is coming to an end, and that is going to be affecting our market, the KLCI into. So let's get on and let me share with you what I have for you this morning in here. Now, of course, the KLCI right now they've been seeing it's been going up almost 6 consecutive days in a row, and one of these reasons is because of the stage 2. For those of you who's been following last week, we talk about the stage 2 markup shares that we have in here, but it will turn stage 3 distribution very soon. So it's good that we start reading this distribution. And of course, some of you may have just started to get into the market. Just be careful, this market has turned, and one of the best way is to follow a system like the Pentagon Guider, or in this case the VSA 360. And for those of you who have our SmartRobie, definitely this is a way to go. Now, one of the ways to do the successful trading of Pentagon Guider is to follow the overall stock setup in here, and of course strengthen with the insider buying and selling. This is a way where you can actually get ahead of most people in here, especially if you do not have any experiences in the market. The VSA 360 does a lot of bit of work for you, but picking up some of those stocks that we have for you. So join us and do sign up for a 10-day free trial. You have not done so in here. Now let's get a look at the market, and this morning is the VSA 360 in here, and right now with the insider buying and selling, and we will look at some of the stocks that we have talked about last week and how well they fare. Let's take a look at some of the 5 things that we should look at for our Pentagon Guider in here, and let's start off with the alert that I have, my own personal alert. S-Bridge, that's the stock we talked about last Monday in our weekly training on that one. But we do know every time when you hit that old high, it's time to cut loss. I think this is a share that during our discussion with the members, I've talked about this share. When you do hit that overhead, you will get a sell-off very soon. And indeed, the technicals reading are just, this is really a con man share. If you see from here, right, the old high just cracked out, and then the sell down that we have yesterday, very severe, and they'll start to do this again. So this is very interesting. This stock, what we have is a smart money kind of share. So those of you who know, at least you learn something and try not to touch this kind of shares. And also we also want to check out, and last week in our training we also had the Pentagon watch list. Let's go to edit my watch list. So things I'm looking for is HATA, Hecta, and KGB, TV sign tags. So these are my lists here, and of course if I want to watch them, I can go over to my Pentagon watch list. This actually set up, oh, the rubber glove is moving up today, 3%. All the rubber glove is moving in here, so that's going to be good. So I can click on here. That actually tells me what I'll be looking at. So I'm looking at HATA right now. It seems to be turning up in here. Yeah, it's turned green Pentagon, no doubt about it. It's gone up and then pull back in here, and right now you have a nice reward to risk entry in here. Pretty good one here with the R1 around the 3.8 and the stop loss at 198, which is about 211 right now. So that's a good one, but it does looks like the rubber glove may start to pick up right now. Let's switch to a 6-month chart here, and you can see it's, it did drop out by the nice green Pentagon that we have. And let's look at the last 9 months. A lot of call to sell, and these are kind of information that you want to have when you want to decide if this is a good call to buy and sell. Any other more news here? Again, Hatalaga, most bullish news. Key Insider was pleased with the recent, that was going back to 24th of May for that one. All right, so we can go back to the list that we have. Some of them was the best return, and this was something that I picked in the past. So just going to look back. Globtronics and Inari was also 22. That was on the 26th of May, which is about 2 months ago, where we saw the technology stock. And let's take a look at the alert center here, and we can see Optimax, Homeritz, Kajaya, SK Press. These are the high value on the liquid shares has moved up. Even Astro has turned green Pentagon. It'll be interesting to see. B Plant Globetronic has turned red pentagon as soon as the good news that was out and started to turn. And usually that's always been the case. When you see this market started to turn upwards, right? Learn to read the distribution stage. Okay, the distribution stage will tell you where the market is likely to be heading in here. And lots of green pentagon also for FFB. This was on 26. So if you have in the VSA 360, make sure you check out the alert center here. Now let's go on to next thing I'd like to look at, other than the charts, which I will get on, is the sector. You can see property was bullish last week, but this week is getting a bit weaker. So most of the sectors you can see here is actually tapering off. So that's why we do see this market. But one of the great things I want to share with you here is the foreign funds buying. You can see from foreign fund buying, they started to come in on the 12th of September. This is where the you'll remember or not, the inflation figures, the CPI figures that was released in US, stating the 3% that US is coming down, and such that the likelihood of interest rate is not going to be rise. No doubt last night they did raise the interest rate, hopefully for the last time for the July, hit another 25 basis point, and that's why we saw the US market actually had a bit of sell off towards the end here, right? They're reacting to it, but foreign funds were getting strong here. So as long as we have foreign funds coming to buy, but I do think that correction is imminent. It's coming for the KLCI in here, and then you're going to get what we call outflow very, very soon here. So watch out for that one. Let me warn you first. We already have uptrust, okay, which we're going to be taking a look at the market for that here. Okay, so if you're thinking to buy right now, look for the pullback, right? The right time to buy, of course, is when the green pentagon turned. That was on the 2nd of July, right? 2nd of July. And since right now you got the uptrust, that is one of the most consistently bullish market in here. One of the nice, right? And we did break above the 200-day moving average too. All right, keep that in mind, above the 200-day moving average, and that is going to be causing a bullishness that we never see in the market. So everything's green. Okay, everything is green. Technology, let's see, the strongest from the Pentagon is property, right? We can see property has a nice run in here, and that's why we saw a lot of the property. Actually, I don't understand so why property stocks are running up. Is this pure speculation, or is this pure just market reopening, or could be the local state election that's pushing up? But if I were in the property sectors, we saw just now earlier on property sectors from last week to this week, the what we call the trend is weakening right now. So do look at the individual stocks, and we see sign of weakness, you want to be taking off. But it has been a great 2 weeks for the KLCI. You can see, except for the healthcare. I think healthcare is coming back lah. Eventually, akan datang already. I can tell you, healthcare is poised to come back very, very soon. You can see from here, this chart does represent opportunity for this market. Okay, so this morning, lots of green here. No, sorry, lots of pink. So this is market all pinkish, and you can see these are representing the losses that we have. Of course, not to outdo, later on I'll talk about monthly flow. So that's for the much of it. Later on we'll talk about the insider buying and also the screener next in here. So we done that alert. Now, of course, the KLCI is in the stage 2 market, as we've seen last week, and this week continue to go up in here. So look for the next stage, which is the sign of weakness. We already have one, actually. As a matter of fact, we have the uptrust, which is the first early sign of distribution here. So keep up from here. So this is where the market will be distributing in here, and let us not warn you first, at least you know about the distribution, because every green pentagon will come red pentagon very soon. So you can see from here, we have seen last week the market started to move up, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. As soon as the press of anyone who talks about it, we're going to be having the selling in here. So you can see the green pentagon break the resistance 1415 very easily, and then it find another resistance at 1440 very soon. And if you look from the KLCI side in here, foreign fund has been flowing in and also breaking above the 200-day moving average, which was the 9-day. Out of the 11-day that we have, 9-day was really moving up in here. So now we want to watch out for the sign of weakness, perhaps UT we have seen in here, and that is going to be possible pushing that market down in here. Now if you have any stocks that you want me to look at, feel free to pencil those in. I'm happy to look into for you in here. And this is the VSA 360 that we have. Now let's look at the KLCI monthly return. So far, we have said before, time and time again, the last 6 months has been very bearish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, very bearish. And then we have the July month, very nicely coming in here. So, oh yes, we have Grace wanted me look at Sun ratio. We'll look at the capital A. Of course, Steven, usually we want to check out some sign of strength. So we have seen the strongest rebound, but usually as rebound, we're going to have pullback, right? So normally when you have 6 months of down month, you're going to have one nice pull, perhaps another rally, maybe just a month of August. Let's see, not as much as what we've seen, 5%. If you can see from 5%, that is the strongest July month that we have so much. Now let's take a look at the stock screener in here, paying particularly attention to the 24th of July and Capital Asia, Air Asia X. That's the one stocks that actually move up in here and spotted just before the green pentagon, before the big move. And one of the ways to look at it is, if you happen to lock in the VA 360, check out the green and green, or even purple. That's fine too. Green with a purple, that will give you a lot of upside in here. And one way I usually pick up, my favorite is ST minus greater than -5 and LT greater than minus 0.5. So you ensure that you're picking stock that is above and moving in a stage 2 shares. Remember, the KLCI can be coming down, but you're looking at stage 2 shares which show above support bullishness, and also purple, that is a momentum in here, right? So this is where we go. And the last final column is also important. This tells you the gain from the next bar, from the opening bar, from the green just after the green pentagon till morning to the current market, which is last night. The reason why is we want to see those gains who has not run yet, so you are able to jump into the train before the train sort of depart, and that's the whole point about it. But don't go in when the numbers are very excessive. Let's do a little bit of trial here and show you what I mean. So you want to go on to the screener, Pentagon Guider, and now you can see from here, we can blow this up a bit, right, to the 24th. Alright, so we go to 24th, and of course you will notice all this color coded. The blue one, that tells you the Pentagon Guider is green Pentagon in here. White one means it's a public holiday, and right now we are on 28, so we will submit, right? And next thing you want to do is to, this is the part, so this is from the 24th to the 27th, and if you list them, you will notice majority of this, what we call the big move, come right very early. You can see from here, just mouse it over, make it very convenient to search. This is where the green pentagon early on you see here, and then the market breaks up, right, breaks up here, right, and then started to push up all the way up, and this was a big nice movement in here, right? So one of the ways is actually check out the green pentagon, but of course this was on Monday, right? Monday breakout. Even if you check it out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so every day you check out some of these stocks, make sure they are small movement, 1 or 2%, that's fine, right? LTKT, this one, and then you look at the left hand side here, right? Left hand side here, you can see some of the charts does not see the kind of what we call a stage 1 accumulation. Then those are shares you want to avoid. So definitely Air Asia X was a Riverview. You can see this one in here. This is something I don't want beyond. And also learn to avoid some of the stocks too. You can see Fiamma, which is below the LT here, right? So usually once it's below the LT, the stocks will bound to fall down. All right, so that's how we want to avoid this. We don't want to choose anything that is red, right? This one, Golden Pharos, you can see you got a lot of imbalance, and also pay attention to, you can see this one is volume 400, right? So we want to pick up those with the highest volume in here. Maybe let's say we are looking at the 26th right now, Wednesday, and see what we have for today. Okay, so first thing first, we can switch on to turnover, right? So we want to make sure MYEG red, no need to buy lah. We don't want to avoid that. Mr. DIY also red, or so you can see here, right? But maybe this one now is building up a nice base. Now I would consider it too, all right? Building up a nice base here. Right, next one is Mr. DIY, but you can see the railway track still down. Mr. DIY is now sort of holding up, but it will be a very short-term trade before it pushes up here. VS, not good. FNN. So next thing I want to do after I have the turnover, I look for the penny stocks. Volcano will be a nice one. Well, yeah, but got uptrust. All right, you can see there's an uptrust here, so that's the one you want to avoid. So this is where you really want to look at a plentiful. And then next one, this one is next 8 cent, no need to trade, but I see 3,500 volume, very easy to manipulate. So this one all bluff people one. Right, so if you enjoy what I'm saying, let me know and I'll be happy to look at some of the stocks. Yep, we got those stocks in here coming to you. I'll just refresh this again. All right, and going back, we'll go back again, and we have this Pentagon guider here. All right, so that's the demo that we are seeing for right in here to pick up some of the stocks. And let's look at the last week insider buying. Now, last week insider buying, we talked about CBIP. Lots of insider buying, right? So let's take a look. CBIP. If you are not a user yet of 360 in here, you can definitely sign up for a free trial and check out here. You can see definitely lots of green Pentagon green Pentagon started here, and then you can see this market since then has move up maybe 10 cents. That's about another 10% move. Not that difficult, all right? But make sure you have substantial volume to come in, and then the market moves up. Because when smart money buys, you can see who they buy. Z Capital. Siapa ini Z Capital? So you can just click here, and it takes you to gain insight. This was on Pangliman Garang, I think. Z Capital, right? You can have Z Capital. Z Capital. So these are the big owner lah. CBIP, maybe they are holding company here. So this is definitely much easier. So make sure you have an informed and best decision to buy and sell for your portfolio for that one. Okay. So if you have not used this, highly recommend. Next one we have is last week. We have the CH Chin Hin Group. All right, Chin Hin Group. Let's take a look at Chin Hin Group. Chin Hin Group Property. So Chin Hin Group Property actually fell slightly lower, and this is because after all the buying, you can see here, all dry up. So this is all the parent buying lah, all the father, mother, family members who believe. After they buy, market dropped back to $1 already. So I don't think the market will drop. No one want to sell, no one want to buy, because they have the majority of the floating share here. As you can see, floating share is manipulated. Orange button warning lah. You see the floating share is very, very low. You want to have green button where the liquidity is high, not so much. So this one is really got to be dependent on the family lah. But nevertheless, you can see Chin Hin also this year is down, but I think they're going to push it up eventually. Chin Hin Group longer term, your 10,000 has become 90,000 from 2016. After all, property sector has pushed up a lot on this week too. All right, let's take a look at this week. Okay, this week insider buying, and we have Sintex. You can see a lot of Sintex coming in to buy, so keep note, and we'll check it out next week how well we'll perform. Is it going to be something like what we saw on CBIP, where it started to move up when there were lots of buying in here? What is your take? What is your take on this insider buying? Check it out on the VSA 360. Next one we have is Encon Nilex. We got a lot of buying, a lot of call to buy here. The blue one is call to buy by analysts, holding up at 102, still green Pentagon. What do you think? Do you think this one is going to go up or not? Come back and join me next Friday again, and we'll see whether this market's going to go up or not. And also, those of you who have not, check out our free trial here for the VSA 360. If you have not done so, lots of great benefit in here and a low cost, great reviews from all our members. Love to see your review too. And don't forget to also sign up for our SmartRobie, which is much basic beginner entry. Now let's take a look at this market right now. We want to check out some of the stocks where we have. First one, we're going to go through a few here. We have Sunway. All right, Sunway is Sunway is great. continue to run it. Why? Very simple. Look at here, okay? You got EPF buying, we got call to buy, only EPF sellers all here. Oh, the owner buying lah. I think, owner also buying, Tan Sri Chia in here. So you just got to mouse it over and you will know that this is a good stock to buy, right? Definitely why we call make informed decision. Now, many of you want to make an informed decision, right? That's right. This is how you want to do it. Let's look at capital A next. Okay, capital A, there's a call to hold. Capital A, I think this is partly due to the Bursa allowing them to do extension 3 bulan lagi. So the market jumps up and you can see yesterday. But since then, this market may represent a difficulty, right? Got upthrust, so watch out. Normally upthrust, the market can pull back in again. Let's see how it does, okay? So if you have it for long term, 10,000 since 2016, you will yield only very little money lah. It went up very high to about 25,000, but then now come back down again. So just keep that in mind in here. Any good news? Capital Kazakhstan, capitalizing technology. Okay, apparently none since the SmartRobie pick up a lot of capital in here. Opting quitting PN status 21st of June. But instead tak jalan. They didn't exceed it in here. Okay, this is the problem with capital A. Okay, capital A. Okay, let's look at VIS. Vis Dynamics, PE of 19 times, Pentagon Guider, flow is pretty high. Good one here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You got a nice spring here, and I do think that continue to run your profit in here. Foreign insider buying, there's none here. Just a couple of OT transfer, right? Looking good. It's an Ace market, number 13 out of 16 in terms of ranking. It's a small cap stocks. Okay, only just 100 million. Just be careful. Very easy to manipulate in here. Okay, VS. Okay, VS again 3.4. Pretty good. Turn green Pentagon. Okay, yesterday, this morning was up again. Optimistically, you got the overhead resistance here, which already stated 92 cents, and that's why, which is about 4.6% return. So if you want to be taking profit, I would think 4.6% would be your profit taking area there for that. Okay, that's all right. Any other stocks? We got one more, Sun REITs. These are good fundamental shares, I suppose. Let's take a look at Sunway REITs. And taking a look at the dividends, pay a 6% dividend, pretty good one in here, but it's in a downtrend. So again, you trading or not, there's a couple of buying here, 500k EPF buying, but just be careful, it's coming down, the railway track is opening down, so trend is turning down for this one in here. I would think this is for a longer term. Okay, so great, thanks for all your attendance in here, and don't forget to click and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also follow me on TikTok, and not to forget our best Telegram chat room for all information. Share with your colleague and make sure they benefit also from our teaching, education, as well as SmartRobie apps. That's all we have for this morning in here. I'll see you later. Thank you for coming and have a good weekend.